Today, the old Massey is getting a well-deserved spa treatment. So she's getting transmission fluid filter, engine oil filter, coolant, fuel filter, new battery, grease everywhere, overhaul, fuel filter, air cleaner, and these two jacks back here is to store the waste fluids. So in order to drain the coolant in a tractor, there are two valves, one to drain the radiator and another one to drain the coolant from the engine. The valve in the radiator is right here. Let me see if I can get the camera closer. Right there. The one to drain the coolant of the engine is behind the fuel filter, just right there behind. Let me show you. This valve right here. So I'm gonna start draining the radiator side, and I already have the catch pan underneath, and let's see how it goes. Actually, let's see what kind of coolant the previous owner put on the tractor. I believe it's gonna be most likely water. I'm surprised it's not just water. They put the right coolant. So far, I'm happy with what I see. Not water, not rust. That's a good sign. There we go. Ooh. So I just use a small Allen key, just poke through inside the valve, and I unblock it, and now the engine side is getting drained as well. This one is green too. I thought it was orange. All radiator cap gone, no one in. Next, I'm going to change the fuel filter. There we go. So this is how it works. Ah, gotcha. I gotcha. And the filter. Oops. Yeah, I need a new one. Big time. So the fuel filter comes with these O-rings that I'm going to be installing next. Alright, this one is out, and the new one, was in. So I'm going to see if, in order to keep this seal here in the top with a little bit of grease, if I could keep it until I put the filter. So let's see if this works. Put it through. And we're gonna see if it's leaking or not. Open the fuel. The steps to remove the air in the system is very easy. There are three. The first one is slacking this nut, and then hand prime the pump until fuel start coming from this pipe. Then slacken this bolt and do the same until fuel start coming off this one. And third one is slacken this one, the last one. And do the same, hand prime the pump until fuel start coming out. The next thing I'm going to do is drain the transmission fluid, which has two drain plugs. One is right here, and the other one is this one over here. Look at the color. Oh, a lot of water in this oil. All right, let's do it. Whew. Let's get this out. All right, let's see if I don't make a huge mess. Look at the color. Pink. Unbelievable. Let's do this again. It's supposed to be 8 gallons, 8.7 gallons in the transmission fluid. So I'm gonna have to do this operation a few times. All right, let's see what's coming out of this one. more of the same. Next, I'm going to change the transmission or hydraulic fluid filter, strainer, and I already see there is one missing bolt. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. I don't like this. Don't like what I see. And there's some metal, it's a little bit thicker right there. Needs to be some metal shavings. This is the transmission fluid strainer, and I made also this gasket for the cover which was missing, so let's put it all together. The way this assembly works is the strainer has this seal at the top, so this piece will go here. There is a bolt inside the transmission that will go through the strainer and coming out of this hole. Then the spring will be lowering spring will be here, nut, and the last thing is the retaining clip just through the end of the bolt to keep it safe so it doesn't come out. And this is how it looks from underneath. This is the bolt that I was talking about. So just so you know, there is no ring in there that I'm going to leave it. All right. I put the spring. How much need this bolt to be tightened? Well, enough so it clear the hole at the end of the bolt, so you can install this pin, which is going to be a little bit of a pain. And now I'm going to close it. This is how it looks all together. So this is the filling plug for the transmission fluid. I'm just going to clean around so nothing gets inside. I'm going to use a cheating pipe because this is pretty hard. There we go. And this is the last 1.7 gallons. Let's degrease this mess. All right, next, engine oil. And I'm going to remove the oil filter. I don't know what it is when I'm changing filters on my cars that it feels like when you take a shower, everything is clean and fresh. It's a pretty cool feeling. All new. And the instructions say, hand turn until gasket touches the head, tighten 3/4 of a turn. Like that, and now 3/4. Like so. And with my OCD, the logo is in the back. What can I do? I don't want to spill any oil and end up killing these oaks that are older than me. .2 quarts of oil. Shell Rotella 15W40. Perfect. The next thing I'm going to do is install the battery tray that I took home and I powder coated because it was rusted. So let's get it out of the way. To hold the battery, I made this battery holder out of flat bar, with two pieces of pipe in the side, so I can use J-hooks like this one. The way this works is very simple. It goes through this hole, put a washer and a nut. Next, I'm going to install the Noco battery terminal protectors. This is basically a felt pad soaked in oil to prevent corrosion. I had to change the battery because it didn't have a battery holder, so it was just jumping around and the casing of the battery actually cracked. And for extra protection, I'm going to add battery terminal protector to both terminals. Let's do the air filter next. The air filter is not in the base of safe, but next time that I have to overhaul it, I'm just going to get a complete new unit. So far I just cleaned it and painted it, so it should work for a few more hours. Alright, let's add the oil up to the level, which is pretty much over here. I'm going to put up the filter. Filter is ready. The air pre-cleaner is completely rusted out inside, so it's not actually doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm just going to replace it with a new one. And I'm going to be using this little one. This filter, by the way, the brand is Donaldson, and it's made in the USA. And last but not least, I'm going to grease the heck out of this thing. So all the greasing nipples are going to be clean, re-greased, and going to put a cap on top. I'm going to get all the grease out, the old one, and wait until the new one is coming. There it is. This is the reddish one. Perfect. Nice. And red, so I can see where I have all the greasing points. Alright, let's see if we can crank it. Nice. A small leak on the filter, oil filter. Oh yeah. Now the logo is where it has to be. Oh yeah. The last thing to do is start the tractor, drive it around, check levels, oil, transmission fluid, coolant, and adjust if needed. Other than that, everything is fresh and ready to go. Hopefully next week we're gonna be mowing. Thank you for watching.